Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Barra in Seattle, Washington, and it is a toxically masculine Tuesday. No comments yet? Is anybody here? We got 27 people watching. There we go. There's Debra Lavin. Nice to be with you guys. Something's going on with my background. What's going on with my background? Try a new background. How's that? Anyway, welcome to TMT, Toxically Masculine Tuesday. Okay, nice to be here with everybody on this Toxically Masculine Tuesday. We do have one toxically masculine subject to talk about, Deshaun Watson again. But basically, you know, again, there's not a lot of news. So what I thought I'd do is review some of the stuff that came through last night in Phil Godlewski's live stream and talk to you guys about a couple of other issues in in the mainstream media. Let's start with that stuff. There is a survey, according to the Gateway Pundit, that shows that the majority of American voters believe Joe Biden knew all about Hunter Biden's business deals and profited from them as well. Well, that's extremely well established. I don't think anybody can argue that those are facts. The problem is, of course, is that there's nobody willing to enforce anything on these people. The FBI, the DOJ are all bought and paid for subsidiaries of the Democratic Party. The rhinos in Congress have no backbone. So even if they were to win some mythical red wave majority, they're not going to do anything about impeaching Joe Biden. They're wimps. They're afraid. And a lot of them are bought out. You know, I used to say it was 90% of Democrats are corrupt and 70% of Republicans. I would now say it's more like 99.9% of Democrats and 97.7% of Republicans are completely corrupt. They'll do anything to keep Donald Trump from getting back in office. You know, Secret Service records validate the authenticity of the Hunter emails. It's clear that this was an ongoing criminal enterprise, and absolutely nothing has or is apparently going to be done about it. According to the Rasmussen Report survey, most voters don't believe Joe Biden's denials of involvement in Hunter's foreign business dealings. 69% of likely U.S. voters, and that's the only polls that matter, believe it is likely the president was aware of at least some of his major dealings. He was aware of all of them, of course. More importantly, 62% of voters believe Joe Biden personally profited from, by the way, just wanting to check. Mike Barrett 333, there's a problem. Why is there a fucking problem every day now? Shows that it's running. Let me just double check my channels. Shows it's running, so don't know what I can do about that. Anyway, so, you know, all of these things are apparently true and completely obvious, and nobody's being charged with anything. And in that same vein, the Stephen Colbert crew, who broke into the U.S. Capitol in exactly the same way, actually not even the same way, they actually did kind of break into the Capitol. They were not allowed in like the January 6th protesters, had all their charges dropped against them yesterday for illegally invading the U.S. Capitol. And on Thursday night, several CBS employees who work for Colbert's late night show were arrested in the U.S. Capitol, trespassing after hours and harassing GOP lawmakers. Oh, boy, Dan Crenshaw, I feel so bad for you. Adam Schiff let the insurrectionists in the building. It's exactly the same situation as January 6th. In fact, this is actually worse because it was all planned. Well, of course, like it was all planned on January 6th as well. So, you know, we now know that Ray Epps and the FBI deliberately let everybody in. Basically, from Truth Social, Trump protested, wow, prosecutors have just dropped all charges against ratings challenge Colbert Show staffers who entered the Capitol illegally, disregarded police warnings, wouldn't leave the premises, and were very loud and disruptive late into the evening with no security present, as is mandated by law. These radical left lunatics from a failing show were treated so differently than the unselects are treating so many of our great American patriots. Not fair. Not fair? Why don't you fucking do something about it? If the military is on your side, send them in. Storm the Bastille. Kill the guards and let all the January 6 protesters free. And then round up all the judges and hang them from that new scaffolding in front of the Capitol. How about that? How about we do something serious? Because it's just ridiculous. It's like, okay, does anybody not know how corrupt Washington, D.C. is and how the Democrats and Republicans are all in it against us, the American people? Who doesn't know that at this point? So they continue to act like this is somehow shocking or unusual. To who? Who are they trying to wake up? The people that watch CNN and MSNBC and think it's real? Those people? All right. Some of the financial stuff that's going on. There's not a lot of information out there right now. Things are pretty quiet. I am getting some feedback from the broker, amongst others, saying stuff is happening. But again, there's no evidence in the clear that this really is going on, that anything positive is actually happening. We just have people's word from behind the scenes. We don't have anything in public. There are some interpretations from Judy Byington, who's sort of she compiles all the different stories from all over the web. There's a real lockdown on intel because everyone's under an NDA. I think that remains to be seen. We're waiting for a Bitcoin crash. There's also a very strong indications Germany will be joining the BRICS, which could very well lead to the total collapse of the European Union and the euro. We've heard that before. Already over 2 billion people here just went into the gold-backed system of BRICS. Wolverine says more and more countries are participating in the BRICS system. The Saudi Crown Prince, if Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman participates, it will be the end of the petrodollar. With Saudi Arabia's participation, 2/3 of the world's population will be able to buy energy in their own currency. Okay, that's supposedly a bad thing for the U.S., but it's a good thing for the world overall. Mark Z did say recently that Iraq could publish their new dinar rate in their Gazette. That's their official newspaper on Wednesday, the 20th of July. I don't need to remind you that's tomorrow, the anniversary of the Apollo 11 landing. I'm being told to have you focus on your projects and what good things you're going to do with your newfound wealth. Well, I'll tell you one good thing I'm going to do, Mark. I'm gonna drink by the pool in Vegas for quite a while. It says some people are saying Bruce says certain bondholders have been made liquid. They're under strict NDAs. That also remains to be seen. Rumor that the U.S. has officially switched to the gold-backed USN dollar currency on the 15th of July. Also no evidence of that in the clear. A lot of people thinking there's going to be a lot of military action. I know Mark was told after his meetings with Juan O'Savin and Charlie Ward last week, there would be a lot of stuff in the news this week. Not so far. Not really anything that changes it. And when I'm talking about stuff that changes things, I'm looking for something that is really, really off scale high on the unusual meter. Not Macron resigning, Boris Johnson resigning, people's small governments being removed. That shit doesn't count. That's just a normal course of news. I'm talking about the Pope being arrested. I'm talking about Joe Biden being arrested. I'm talking about things that are so far off the scale of normal that everybody pays attention. 9/11, we need a 9/11 scale shock and awe moment to get everybody moving forward on this and to know that, in fact, all of this stuff is really going to happen. You know, the COVID, the monkeypox, all this stuff that they're trying to talk about, counteracting this stuff. So in that vein, Phil did a live stream last night. And in his live stream, one of the things he started out with was doing a comparison between John Podesta, who was the campaign manager for the losing Hillary Clinton campaign in 2016 and is a known pedophile and probably murderer, and saying, hey, if you look at him, he appears to be related to or even the father of former Linkin Park lead singer Chester Bennington, who is now deceased. He was suicided a few years ago. And this rumor's been out there for quite a while. This is one of the images that Phil showed. It's a comparison, a side-by-side, like we've done with Justin Castro, of Bennington and John Podesta, and they do appear to be closely related, if not father and son. Here's a better shot of this. I think they've got it kind of misaligned there. They need to fix that a little bit, but pretty clearly it appears to be kind of the same guy. Bennington, of course, has these weird elongated earlobes because he has one of those stupid, weird, freakish plugs in his ear for some reason. But other than that, they pretty much appear to be the same guy. Now, what's not commonly discussed or referred to is the fact that John Podesta, in fact, is a Rockefeller, which makes Chester Bennington a Rockefeller. If you look at Lawrence Rockefeller and John Podesta, it's pretty clear they come from the same family tree. Here's another picture of these guys side by side. And again, he's obviously a bastard son of the Rockefellers, corrupt to the core, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. The issue, of course, here is that Phil said that according to his information, and he reminded everybody that Podesta, according to one of the very first Q posts, was that the whole thing was going to start happening when Podesta was arrested. And he reminded us that Podesta would be the first arrest, not Trump, not somebody else. But, his interpretation of that Q drop, followed by, he said he had information that two things were going to happen on Sunday. One of them was the resignation of Anthony Fauci, which was announced on Monday, but not for a couple more years till Joe Biden is out of office. Or you could say till Joe Biden is done, which could be next week, next month, or even next year. But that's one way to interpret that. The other thing that would happen is that he was told that John Podesta was going to be arrested, that they were going to try to get him at the Denver airport. By the way, the Denver airport is an absolute New World Order freak show. It is a bizarre place. I just actually shot on Friday for Fox Nation, the streaming service that Fox News provides, a whole special about the Denver airport and how freakishly weird symbolically it is, how it's New World Order Headquarters 101. And that should show, I think, on August the 20th. So in about a month, they'll be putting that out, and it'll be worth watching. But anyway, they were supposedly trying to track Podesta down, and then they had a whole bunch of military flights up looking for him all along the East Coast. They thought he was trying to escape to somewhere in the East Coast. But according to Phil's best information, he was not apprehended. Now, he says that Podesta's dead. I think Jen has said Podesta's dead. So they're all playing out some, sort of arrest process that would be in public. Well, that's all great. That's all well and good. But just like the other stuff, I mean, we're tired. We're tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of these wimpish response from Donald Trump. Oh, yeah, well, they didn't treat us fairly. Well, guess what? Yeah, they haven't. So that's not the issue anymore. The issue is, what are you going to do about it? So keeping all that in mind, we just really aren't moving forward right now on anything. I mean, Mark told us to be watchful of the news this week. Nothing serious has happened. He has said publicly, and privately he'll tell you other things, but publicly he has said that he was told that Iraq may very well go their own way this week, as soon as tomorrow, when they publish a new rate in their Gazette. We shall see. We have heard this rumor many times before. It has never come true. Now, if that happens, if you do hold some Iraqi dinar, then what you would be doing is taking it to the bank. Now, rumor is that it will come in anywhere from $1.61 per dinar to 322, which is the reinstatement rate, and then it will float. And when it floats, it could float all the way up. Some people are saying to $17. Jen did an interpretation a couple of weeks ago and said 14 would be the limit. So what you could do is you could hang on to your dinar and wait, and then take it in and exchange it when it goes higher. The issue with that you have to be concerned about is at any time they can say, okay, that's it. Your high value notes, your 30 notes, your 25,000 dinar notes are now wallpaper. They're worthless. You can't cash them in anymore. So the idea is to create sort of a sucker rate, get you to come in and exchange it cheaply and walk away with $1 million or $2 million or even $3 million, that kind of thing. As opposed to trying to wait it out and trying to maximize at $10 million or $14 million. Now, one way around that is if you can find a bank that's willing to do an exchange for you, but hold your dinar currency as dinar in the bank, then that's a better deal. It's called a multi-currency account. I don't know too many places it'll do that. Maybe HSBC will do that. I don't know. I have to check with them, see if they would allow a multi-currency account. But we're not anywhere near that yet, because as it stands now, the Iraqi dinar is still supposed to be the linchpin of the grander global currency reset, which we do not know when or if it's going to happen. A lot of people say if. I still say if. It hasn't happened yet. I've been waiting 10 or 11 years for it. So we shall see if it actually happens. Now, I think in that situation, I don't have a lot of dinar. I've moved on to other currencies that I think are going to be a better payoff. What I would do is probably put it all into an account and hold it as dinar, and convert, say, 250,000 US. So pay off bills, buy a new car, a few things like that, get ready to move. And then the rest I would hold. And once it reached a certain level, let's say $10 against the dinar. So I got $10 million. I cash it in, I retire. I spend my time in Vegas doing hookers and blow. So I'm just kidding. There's actually an idiot in England who I made a crack like that, who thinks I legitimately demanded from the organizers of Awakening UFO cocaine and prostitutes. He actually thinks I demanded this because I made a joke about it. So anyway, that's the reality. All I can say is I would sure like to have the dilemma tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to, but I would sure like to have that dilemma. I would sure like to say, oh, okay, well, it came in at 322. Do I take it all down and just say, here, give me $3.22 million? In which case I could still retire pretty comfortably. Or do I set up a multi-currency account? I don't know. But those are the kind of things we will discuss if we can. And that would not involve any NDAs. It would all be in public. So I'm just ready for something to happen. I'm just ready for a lot of something to start moving forward right now. Okay, so we have 160 people here in the Toxically Masculine live stream on Mike Bear 2. It does show that there is a problem with Mike Bear 333. I find that weird. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't think there's any bans or anything on Mike Bear 333. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. And if we go over to Rumble, we've probably got another 126. So about 300 people in the stream right now. So let's just remind everybody that you can always pick up this live stream on Rumble. You don't have to see it on YouTube. If you want to watch it live, you can watch it on YouTube Live. But you can also go to mikebera.blogspot.com. You can watch it through the Rumble link right here on mikebera.blogspot.com. A little later, after the show, I will get the link up to yesterday's Phil live stream, which I think was more valuable than most of his live streams and worth probably giving a listen to once again. Excuse me. So today's Toxically Masculine Tuesday event is there on MikeBarrett.blogspot.com. That's where you can go. You can always find us there. You can always then go to Rumble, open up a Rumble account, sign up and subscribe to Real News Live, get our subscriber count up. We seem to have reached a certain cap. And please do not forget to go to our wonderful patrons, the CBDgurus.com, CBDgurus.com. Last night I took one of their sleep gummies and I slept till 2 a.m. and then I woke up. And I'm on steroids right now because I'm having bronchitis. I'm having a really bad issue with coughing, and when I do, it just amps me up. And sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night, there's just no going back to sleep. So excuse me, that's kind of where I'm at with all this stuff. But the point is, you go to the CBDgurus.com or you call them at 612-412-8343. Go to the wholesale section, go to the Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code, which is Alien. Where is it? Where's my caption? Where's my code? CBDgurus.com. The code is Alien, all lowercase, and you can pick up all of this week's special values on the Miracle Gold, the black seed oil. I got to pick that up. That's my favorite thing. In fact, I'm going to just go and add that to the cart when we're done here. The pain cream, the weight loss support, the CBDA gummies, the Delta 8 gummies, the immunity boost, the freeze pain roll-on, and a bunch of other stuff. And if you do pick up $100 or more, you receive 20,000 dong. And for every order of $100 or more, excluding postage, receives a bottle of the 1,200 immunity soft gels for free, which is a $30 value. And also 500,000 Bolivar will be added to a humanitarian project for every item that you buy. They put it in a pile, and when this whole thing goes down, they will do an interpretation. But that's what's on sale this week at the CBD Gurus under the Mike B Wholesale. Type in the discount code Alien. And if you want some other stuff, if nothing on there really suits you, you can always just go get the pet oil, get the CBD powder, CBG powder mix, the soaps, the bath bombs, and the roll-on pain gel for free, or not for free, but for with a free gift choice. So CBDgurus.com, CBDgurus.com, filling all of your health needs. All right, let's go to the phones and talk about what is in the news and what you guys want to talk about. Apparently, we appear to be stuck. The chat seems to be stuck. Is there nobody chatting right now? Hello, gang. Welcome to Toxically Masculine Tuesday. Hi, Chris. Howdy, friends. I'm Marsha. Hi, Robert. Hi, Sandy. Hello from Texas. Yeah, there seems to be, again, this 333 problem. I don't know what's going on. I'll check it out after the show. Fortunately, Mike Barrett 2 and Mike Barrett 3 are still running. Also, Phil went on last night about how, Biden will be removed and Grassley will become the interim president, and then we'll have to have an election within 120 days. And he's trying to say that within the Constitution, you have to have a new election within 120 days if they vitiate the 2020 election through fraud. And none of that's actually true. It's not in the Constitution. That's in the SARA law, that you have the election within 120 days. So that's all kind of up in the air as to what's going to happen. And he keeps saying that if we get past a certain point, that Trump can serve the last 2 years of Joe Biden's term, which of course is not really Joe Biden's term, and then he can serve another 4 years run and serve another 4 years after that. That is a relatively strict 22nd Amendment interpretation. But the point is, 22nd Amendment is an amendment to the corporate Constitution, the Constitution of the United States of America. The real Constitution of the Republic is the Constitution for the United States of America, and none of those amendments are valid. So President Trump can run as many times as he wants. What do you think will happen when Trump becomes president in 2024? Hopefully the swamp gets drained and a lot of people go to the gallows. That's what I'm hoping. Because I'm on their target. Yeah, I'll have to get over there. From 333. Nancy says she just got here from 333. See what's up with that. Yeah, go to Mike Barrett 3 or just go to Rumble. Go to mikebear.blogspot.com and watch it there. Laura's here. Rick Norman is here. Hi, Rick. How are you doing? Did you read any of the emails, text messages? Joe Biden is a charter out of a Tom Clancy book. Well, you can interpret it that way. Hunter Biden could play a zombie on the Walking Dead franchise and he wouldn't need any makeup. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't have time to check on it right now. Thought you just got tied up. Thought you got tied up using Just for Dong today, Mike. No, I did not use my Just for Dong. So I'm going to try to get 333 fixed. If I can't, subscribe to Mike Bear 3. Yeah, it's time to do something instead of complaining. Now Mike Bear 3 is busted. Okay. Maybe it had something to do with me saying I wanted certain people to. Okay, again, go to mikebera.blogspot.com at all times, and you will never miss a show. Where is it? Yeah, mikebera.blogspot.com. Go there or go to Rumble, and you should not ever miss a show. Should not ever miss a show. I agree that jail just needs to be destroyed and everybody released. Yep. And the judges need to pay the price for violating their oaths of office. And you can look that up in the Constitution and see what that is. Hello, everyone. If I have found new wealth, I might just quit my job at the end of the year. I've put up with this stressful BS for nearly 10 years. Yeah. It won't be fun having money if everyone has it, right? Well, not everyone will have it or the same amount of it. We will continue to have a two-tiered system. I'm thinking 107. By the way, guys over on Telegram, we do not dox Juan's real name, okay? Even though it's something you can get a hold of, we aren't going to help that process. So if you come in here and tell people his real name on my Telegram, I'm going to delete your comment, all right? Yeah, and there appear to be no new comments coming on the YouTube side of things. Maybe they're running their algorithms and they blocked my channels because of me saying what I said about judges. Let's go over to Rumble, see if there's any comments there. Why does the Vatican St. Peter Cathedral and Egyptian obelisk looks much like the U.S. Capitol and the Washington Monument? Because they're all based on the worship of Egyptian gods and goddesses, Isis, Osiris, Horus, and Set. Joe 76002, if the fiat US dollar converts directly to USN, gold back, wouldn't we expect the fiat IQD to convert directly to their own gold back currency? Yes, the IQN is what that's called, the IQN. It seems with 5 million IQD holders buying US dollars, it would drive up the bid price to buy US dollars to its limit of $14 per IQD in a matter of days. That's what some people think. Achieving the limit means it is still exchanging. If we're all wealthy, how would it benefit anyone? Again, Mark addressed this morning. And what Mark said was, again, to remind people that they kind of tested that with the stimulus. And the young, productive members of society are not going to get paid out their birthrights until they retire. Retirement age is going to drop to 55. So what you're going to have is you're going to have people still having to earn their way and be productive in society until they're 55. Human nature is not going to change that quickly. So it's going to be a generation or two or three before we have a system where, you know, money and energy are free and they essentially don't matter. It's going to be quite a while before we reach that. So let me go back. Do I see any? Can somebody try to make a comment? Anybody here? Anybody able to make a comment on YouTube? Doesn't look like it at all. Okay, I'm getting a message. I'm not sure I can say who it's from. Someone who we all know and love, is pointing out that an August 20th date for a expose on the satanic cabal at the Denver airport, Jennifer, it's Jen, would make sense. If we had a series of announcements August 1st through the 9th, and the 20th would make sense for the media to start backing up the claims that were made. Yes, it would, Jennifer. It absolutely would. Can't comment on YouTube or Rumble. Well, again, I think it may have something to do with maybe they're spying on me. Now, they did recently just take down Tarot by Janine, so maybe they're going to take me down off YouTube. If that's the case, then I will be back tomorrow, probably with yet another YouTube channel. I need to get a second Twitter account going anyway. All right, let's switch over to the Toxically Masculine Tuesday events, and let's get an update on the Deshaun Watson situation, which is that there's supposed to be a report from a judge this week saying whether or not he's going to be suspended any more games. He already sat out an entire year because of the allegations that he forced himself upon 23 or 24 different women who gave him massages. So here's a dipshit named Warren Sharp saying, so Deshaun Watson and his legal team literally settled 20 out of 24 sexual harassment lawsuits, but now he's the victim. And again, this is such bullshit because rich people, and the same thing happened yesterday, Donald Trump has settled a lot of suits too, because it's cheaper to spend $100,000 to pay off some slut like Stormy Daniels than it is to fight it in court. It's simply a monetary equation. Now, this guy's been investigated by the police, by 2 different grand juries, none of whom found any evidence against him of forcing himself upon women. In fact, several of the women who have accused him, once they realized they could make some money off of it, actually posted on their Instagram, on their various social media, that they had just given him a massage and how excited they were and what an awesome guy he was. Well, if somebody raped you, I don't think you'd be doing that, to be honest with you. So this is pretty clearly what happened, which is that this guy likes variety. Men like variety. That's the way it is. Is that the best thing for our relationships? No, but he's not married. And, you know, he likes a lot of different women. He likes them to be young and pretty like these girls were. And he got massages from him. So he asked for a handy. Nothing wrong with that. Girl can do it or not do it. It's up to her. So what happened was, at some point, somebody figured out this guy just signed a contract worth $41 million a year, and we can make a lot of money off of this. So then they said they're going to go public with these accusations, and he said, well, fuck you. And it went on and on and on. I mean, this is a guy who doesn't need to force himself on anyone. And I don't believe that at this point that he did. What I see is a lot of women trying to make a lot of money off this guy. So at this point, you know, again, with the 2 grand jury investigations, as the saying goes, you can indict a ham sandwich. A grand jury will indict a ham sandwich. So there really had to be nothing there other than he said, she said. So just to get rid of the whole thing and move on with his football career, of course he paid him off. That doesn't mean there's any implication that he did anything wrong. As far as we can tell, if he did ask for a handy, every time he got one, he apparently, it was consensual. So, again, gentlemen, do not jump to conclusions. Maybe Deshaun should be a little more subtle. I mean, look, you know, there's video of him. He's got Mia Khalifa in his house in a maid's outfit, cleaning his house and playing basketball with him. I don't think Deshaun is like short of female attention. Let's put it that way. And now he's got a new contract worth even more money than that. I think like $50 million a year. So we'll see how this all comes out. But personally, there shouldn't be any suspension at all. Now, it's a female judge. She may see things differently depending on how feminist she is. And, you know, she may view him as a predator. and give him a suspension, but I don't think there should be any suspension at all. I think he's sat out a year. I think he's adjudicated. They've adjudicated all this stuff. It's time to just say there's not enough evidence to charge this guy with any crime, and let's move forward. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today. I think Testes 1, 2, 3. I am getting some comments on Rumble. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go through and look at all my YouTube channels, all 3 of them, and see if there's any issues there. Might be Mike Barra 2's working, Mike Barra 3, Mike Barra 333. If those are suspended or something like that, I'm going to have to create another YouTube channel overnight. And I may as well also create a second Twitter account at the same time. What am I going to call this one? I will call it Mike Barra 4. Okay, so I will put something out on Telegram. It will be Mike Barra 4. I will put something out on Telegram. I'll put something out on Facebook. Both my Facebooks. I will put something out on Twitter if I have to do that in order for you guys to be able to watch and comment on YouTube tomorrow. So keep focused on that. Meantime, come to mikebarra.blogspot.com. Pick everything up. Don't forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus. Pick up some cool stuff from them, some cool products for your health. Use the discount code ALIEN to pick up today's special. So I'm planning on being back tomorrow with Jen. We shall see what actually happens. Hopefully, we need the commentary to be able to do the interactions and do the readings. So love you guys. Thanks for being here. I will see you again tomorrow. And let's hope at the minimum Iraq just gets fed up and says, oh, okay, we're revaluing. So $3.22. Let's go from there. All right, guys, I'm going to go try to figure out what's going on with YouTube.